Good morning, guys. It is Pat here with your move of the day. What are we on? Day 13? 14? I don't know. I'll figure it out. So whatever the tagline is of the video, that's what number we're on. This morning we're doing lunges. So different variations on a lunge. Today we're going to start with the basic. So we're just going to do stationary lunges, meaning you're not going to be alternating between left and right. You're going to do them all on one side, and then we're going to switch and do them all on the other side. I've got a chair behind me, and that's going to be your modification. If your core is not nice and tight, then you're going to have a tendency to wobble side to side. Your balance is going to be a little bit off. What I want you to focus on the most is probably your alignment with your front leg and your back leg, and kind of where your feet are placed, where your weight is distributed, because that's going to protect your knees and give you the most benefit to your quads and your hamstrings. Also, make sure you have tennis shoes on so that you have a nice flat base to work with. Doing these barefoot, you have different pressure points in your feet, and so people, of course, either wear their feet more to the inside or more to the outside, and what an aerobic shoe does is allows you to place equal amount of pressure on your foot. So make sure you have shoes on. So let's get started. I'm going to use a chair to show you level 1, and then I'm going to remove the chair if you've got the core balance. And you really don't even need to move the chair. You just take your hand off the chair and place it maybe on your sides or directly in front of you. To challenge yourself balance-wise to engage your core. So let's get busy. I'm going to push this back so that you've got a nice view behind here. There we go. All right. Oh, knees are tight this morning. Okay. So what you want to do first of all, and you can't see my face in the frame, make sure your legs are nice and loosened up. So do a couple of stretches before you go straight into this, because these are large muscle groups that you're working, and you want them nice and fluid-like before you go into these. So a couple of stretches that I like to do, okay, is you take one foot out in front of the other. You can't see my foot, of course, this frame is not big enough. My foot looks like this on the floor, all right? So my toe is up. I'm just going to move this back. Get completely back here so you can see. All right, my foot is up, okay? Slight bend in this back leg. I want you to place those hands on the bent leg. So on that, happens to be my left leg. And hips are high, and you're just slightly leaning forward with that toe pointed up towards the ceiling. And you'll start to feel that pull in your hamstring all the way down through the back of the knee into the calf. If you're not feeling this stretch, just reach down there and grab that toe and pull it closer to your forehead. Keep your head above your heart during this stretch. You want your hips high, so you don't want to be bent all the way over down here, okay? You want to push your hips back and then sink down into it, okay? That's going to release this. Typically 3 to 4 deep breaths in and out, and that muscle will start to release, okay? Slowly lower that toe and step straight up into it. Going right into that other hamstring. Toes up, slight bend in that knee, okay? Hands on that leg that's bent, and then set back into it. Hips are high. Again, once you start to feel the stretch, you can reach on down there and grab that toe and pull it a little bit closer towards you. Still keeping that head above your heart. Hips are back and they're nice and high. And a couple of deep breaths in and out. Push that toe down and step straight up. Now, we've stretched out the hamstrings. We need to stretch out the quads, the front part of the thigh. This is what I see a lot of people do in the gym. So they're doing this and then they get it. Okay, too much momentum there, okay? If you have to, walk over to a wall, grab a chair, a kitchen countertop, okay? Slight bend in that back leg. You're grabbing right there, laces, okay? Once you get it up there, okay, and if you haven't done this stretch in a while, you may have to dip down in order to get that foot, okay? Once you have your balance, I want you to plug those thighs together, hips are square to the front, and push your hips forward. Where you should feel this stretch is going right down the midline of that quad, okay? Good. And you're pulling that foot up right into your glute, okay? So it's stretching the front part of that thigh. Again, 3 deep breaths in and out. Slowly release that foot. Don't bam it down, okay? Slowly release. Good. Roll that ankle out. Switch sides. Good. Again, slight bend in that back knee. Grab that foot. May have to dip down and get it. Just don't get in the habit of doing this and swinging it back, okay? Good. Slight bend in that knee. Hips are together. Okay, pointed straight forward. Good, and you want to pull that foot right up into that glute, okay? Try to keep those knees side by side. You don't want to be way out here, not really stretching anything there. You want to pull that leg back so it's even with that opposite leg. Good, 3 deep breaths in and out. And I got a birdie sneaking up my sidewalk. Squirrel! Just kidding. All right, release. Good. Let's go into our lunges. Okay, I'm going to start with my right leg back, okay? So, you want the chair on the opposite side of the leg that's going back. So the leg closest to the chair is going to be the one that's in front of you. That's going to give you the most stability, all right? I'm just going to lightly place my hand on the back of the chair, okay? I've got about maybe 1.5 feet between me and the chair, okay? Now that front leg, I want you to focus on the front leg first, okay? Knee is lined up right over that ankle. And you can't see my foot in the frame. Again, getting even further back away from you here. Okay, good. So, knee over the ankle, toe pointed straight forward in the direction that you're going. I want you to think of railroad tracks, okay? Railroad tracks are not one behind the other. They're stacked, okay, so that they go side by side. That's how you want your feet, okay? So if you're right here, you just take that foot directly back, all right? Now you want that foot back far enough that when you drop that back knee, you've got 90 degrees. You've got 90 here, and you've got 90 back here. You can see that my knee, okay? We're not dropping all the way down to the floor, okay? Not necessary unless you have great range of motion and you're getting deeper into that muscle, then you can drop all the way down. Okay, just understand, the further you drop down, the more you're going to have to come up. Okay, so I've got my chair here for balance. Okay, I'm up on the toe on the ball of that foot in the back. Front foot is flat. Weight evenly distributed between the right leg and the left leg. So you'll notice I'm not leaning forward doing my lunges here. You want to pick that chest up, roll those shoulders back. Head is straight forward, keeping that neutral alignment. Hand is either on the chair or right here in front of you. I'm going to start with the chair so that you just kind of see it's only there for balance. You're not leaning into that chair. Okay? Good. And all you're going to do is lower and lift. Lower and lift. Each time you lower, hold for about 1/2 second and push back up. When you push up, you're pushing that weight right into the back of the toe, front of the toe, the ball of the foot in the back, and in the heel. Okay, this hand can be right here on the side for those that are holding onto the chair. So you lower, hold 1/2 second, right back up. Lower, 1/2 second, right back up. Each time you want to squeeze those glutes. So you're coming up and you're squeezing, and then you're pushing down. Up, squeeze, and lower. And up, squeeze, good, and lower. Good. You're going to do each leg, so right there you're going to give me 15 repetitions, down and up, down and up. And then you're just going to switch sides. No need to move the chair, it's already there on the right side. Okay? This time you're going to take that opposite leg forward. Again, make sure you got that 90 degrees. That knee is over that ankle. Foot is flat. Up on the ball of the foot in the back. Railroad tracks. Abs are in nice and tight. Roll those shoulders back and down so that you have those hips right in alignment with your shoulders. Holding onto that chair, other hand right here on your hip, okay? And then you're going to lower and lift. Lower, hold 1/2 second, up, squeeze the glute. Lower, up, squeeze the glute. Lower, up, squeeze the glute. 15 times each side. Those of you who have done these for a couple of times, no need for the chair, okay? Challenge yourself. Don't use the chair just because, oh, it's there. No, only use it if you need it because you're doing the wobble thing, okay? So, again, right leg forward, up on that foot in the back, okay? I like to put my hands here. Here, a little bit easier, okay, because it distributes the weight on either side of your body. Here's a little bit more challenging because you don't have that. So it's having you target your core a little bit more. So I put my hands right here. Notice they're not overhead, okay? They're right here in front of me. Almost looks like a sensei, right? Oh, and that's a whole different move. We're not going there. All right, so right here. Knee, again, over ankle. I can't stress this enough because you don't want to be here. And then look what happens. That knee shoots out past that toe. That's not a good thing. That's putting all that stress on that knee. So right here, okay? Lower, good, and lift and squeeze. Lower, and lift and squeeze. Watch that back leg. Watch that back hamstring that I'm talking about. Lower, lift, and squeeze. See right there? You can see the tense in the glutes on both sides because you can tell it engages that hamstring when you're up and squeezing. Lower, up and squeeze. Lower, up and squeeze. Always, when you transfer from one leg to the other, you push off that back foot, step it right together, and take that opposite back, okay? You don't want to come from this position and push back. That's putting too much stress on your knee. So you always want to step in a forward motion, okay, and then line it back up. Forward motion, and then back, okay? So, lunges, 3 sets. You're going to do 15 on the right, 15 on the left. Take a 30 to 45 second break. Go right back into it again. Do the right first and then the left. 15 each side. 30 to a 45 second break. Switch. Look, I'm breathing heavy. That's because you're targeting large muscle groups. So you're actually burning calories even though you're not bouncing around acting like a crazy person. That comes later if you see me at Turbo. So, 3 sets. Meaning you're going to work both legs each set. Okay? Take those breaks. Let me know how you're doing, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic Sunday.